Beep, beep, beeple, beep, beeple. Welcome to Beeple, beep, beeple. It's a new language. It's the language of now. On this right now, Jane the guide is going to talk about the body, the mind, the spirit. I wanted to talk about how I was talking about the cells and the way our thoughts affect our cells, and like, how does that work, and how does it create ease within the body and create more fluidity and more flow and a more joyful life. And I think that the super cool thing is the way it works in relationship to others. I feel like we're always worried. Every problem, every challenge, every meh is about a relationship. It is always about a relationship. It's always about something, how A and B are relating to each other. Whether it's me and you, it's work and job, home, work and job, same thing. Maybe it's the same thing. Maybe it's the relationship with myself. It is the relationship that I have with who I am in this world. That was such a perfect little mess up, but it wasn't. Who knew? Anyway, so when I talk about relationships, it's always about relationship with self and others. It's like healing, facilitating a positive change in self or others, and others or others. It's a relationship. And whatever relationship we have with ourself is the exact relationship in reflection that we're going to have with anyone or anything else around us. For example, I'm just going to say I'm a GrumbleButt. I'm a GrumbleButt. I wake up and I'm a GrumbleButt. And next thing you know, everyone around me is a GrumbleButt too. That dog won't stop barking. That sun won't come out. This shadow is too big. This porridge is too cold. Grumble, grumble, GrumbleButt. And then the relationship that I would have with the food that I eat, the animals I encounter, the plants around me, the people that I come in contact with. And even when I look at myself in the mirror, I will be a GrumbleButt about it, and I will be attracting all GrumbleButt experiences. A lot of us do that. A lot of us do that all the time. A lot of us do that only in certain relationships. Maybe some of us just do that when we look in the mirror and we're GrumbleButts to ourselves, and when we leave the house, we're like, okay, but now I'm fine. I was really good at that for most of my life. Or we'll have relationships where it's like, I'm only going to be a GrumbleButt to my partner because I know that they won't leave me. And I'll be super nice and I'll be happy and joyful everywhere else. But boy, when I get that partner, I'm going to let them have it because I'm so GrumbleButt with where I am. I need to get it out, and I need to get it out in a safe space. And a lot of times we pick our partners to do that with. So it's like, well, how do we do this then, right? Like, I don't want to keep having GrumbleButt relationships with my perception on the world. I don't want to keep having GrumbleButt relationships with my partners that keep failing. And I damn sure don't want to have a GrumbleButt relationship with myself anymore because I don't want to. Like, I don't want to look in the mirror and meh myself, right? So it's like, well, what's the big deal? The big deal is that it all starts with ourselves. So this relationship that we have with ourselves in reflection to how we then have relationships around us. I found that we're all reflections of each other, and we're all direct expressions of how we feel about ourselves. So if I'm expressing myself truly, openly, honestly, vulnerably, you're gonna get quickly how I'm feeling. I've gotten to this place now where my homeostasis is that of like more of a joyful, loving kind of expression because it's my intention to feel that way. I deserve it. It's what I'm made to feel. So I just stand in that knowing of I'm a human and I come from the same as you and you and you and you and you and you and whomever, that I'm like, okay, we're all the same. Okay, that gives me a little bit of peace and trust in humans and myself. So then whatever I express outwardly is going to be congruent with that feeling space. When I come in contact with people maybe, or when I've been in relationships, that whomever I'm with is judgy. I'll say judgy. That's a good one. It's either been because I was judging myself at the same time, or I was fearing being judged. So, like, I've been in relationships where I'm like, oh, they told me that I was a quitter and a failure and I was ugly and fat and stupid and, those things. And at the time, I was like, no, I'm not. You suck. And I realized that I had those thoughts. Like, when I would look in the mirror, I would say those thoughts. I would say, ugh, like, you're fat and you're stupid. And I can't wait for you to finish getting your college done so you can prove that you're smart enough to say the thing or whatever. Those deep-seated feelings that I had, whether I expressed them or not, was being reflected back to me. And then whenever I did express whatever out in relationships, that was the filtration system that came out. So instead of me being able to be like, oh, I just love you so much and I accept you where you are, I would say that because that was my intention from my heart. However, because Jane, was feeling this self-judgment in the beginning spaces, whenever it came out, that was the filtration system, so that the relationships that I had been in with whomever, they felt that. Like, they felt that they were probably being judged, or they felt like defenses go up. Like, they're gonna, relationships feel whatever it is we are at the base feeling. So this whole like relationship with self and others is so important. So when we cultivate this relationship with ourself, when we come from that space of like love, acceptance, and just the ability to look at ourselves in the eyes, we can create this feeling, really, not only for ourselves, but then whoever comes in contact with us. And if you're feeling that like, oh, you know what? I am good. I am. And I can speak it and I can see it and I can feel it and I can say it and I can do it and do. All the stuff that comes into our life through relationships are going to match that. It's the law of attraction. It is physics. It is the way our energetic bodies work. It's the way our spiritual nature works. If I am emitting this vibration of love from the inside out, that's what's going to come in. GrumbleButts just kind of bounce off of that. They don't come into my realm. I don't see them. And on occasion, you're going to want to see a GrumbleButt walk by, and instead of me being like, GrumbleButt, I'll be like, oh, I was a GrumbleButt too, and I love that they're still on their path. And they might not be a GrumbleButt on their next breath. They might be a GrumbleButt until their last breath. And that's okay. Because sometimes we all have the ability to look at ourselves and see what kind of relationship we have, and we can change it or not. So I just want everyone to know that they deserve to feel good, and you don't have to be a GrumbleButt, and it starts within. And it sounds like such a religion kind of like starts from the inside. But it really does. Like, it literally does. So when we have this reflection, this Z-axis, this heart opening of loving the who we are, we will only express that, and that's what we're going to get back in return. So this was the how to remove the GrumbleButts. How to remove all the GrumbleButts from your life. You must not be a GrumbleButt to begin with. I feel like I want to share what a GrumbleButt looks like, because in my head it's super clear. So it's a person, and their bottom is a heart that's upside down. It's like a GrumbleButt, and it's kind of like an orangey bottom. It's like orange and red on the bottom. It's like, I'm dragging my GrumbleButt around. And then it's the upside down heart. And then when they flip it upside right, look, it's like a regular heart, and it's no longer a GrumbleButt. So it's how you remove GrumbleButts. It's like an inoculation. GrumbleButt removals. Call Jane. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about. So may you see the world through the eyes of love, because it's a relationship we cultivate within ourselves. So have a good one.